This is it, ladies and gentlemen. So, what's up, guys? This is the Bee's Knees, and today we are in our, I guess, round 3 of the National Pokeball League Minors Tryout Tournament. Now, the thing about this is that I have to win. 100% have to win, and if Johnny wins, congratulations on Johnny, and he will move on, and I won't. Ironically, I learned this kind of after the match, or maybe it was right before. I was talking to Vertigo, just going over some of the last teams, and he said that he actually, and I guess I didn't pay that much attention to it, but Johnny was in the finale of the PMC, so Johnny's by nowhere near a bad opponent. You know, I saw his game versus Lou. He played very well. Lou is just a great battler, and he was able to pull through at the very end. But anywho, now if you look at his team, he has a very good Lele response team in the form of Alolan Muck and Mega Steelix. He also has Greninja. So he's got 2 dark types and a steel type. Pretty annoying. So his team consists of Greninja, and interesting about Greninja is he can run Battle Bond, Greninja, which I don't like that too much. It's a little broken, in my opinion. But, you know, it's okay. He has to knock out something. It makes sacking things a little harder. But, it's okay. Latios, I don't think he'll bring Latios because in my when I was going over the team, I really didn't see it doing too much because Lele definitely walls it, Magneton walls a non-earthquake set, Tangrowth Assault Vested can deal with it, Zygarde outspeeds, Savali maybe could wall it depending on the type, Volcarona can Oko it, and I guess Terrakion, but I could be Sash or something and knock it out. So yeah, Landorus, definitely think he's coming. Probably a Scarf set, maybe a Rocker if Mega Steelix doesn't come. The only other thing would be maybe a Fly Z move to knock out Tangrowth, Oko that thing, or maybe a Bug. But yeah, Landorus definitely coming. Huge threat. And I've said this when I faced Grim, and I don't know if that battle is actually up, but you don't really. It's hard. In ladder, you don't feel it, but in league play, you definitely feel that base 145 attack. Jolteon, don't think it's coming, doesn't do anything. Emboar, huge threat, perhaps an Electrium Zed and Oko Blastoise. Whimsicott, a nuisance, Stun Spore is a nuisance, I think I do block it decently. Alolan Muck coming, and Mega Steelix probably coming. So, there is that. And the team I decided to build is, I started off with Terrakion. Went back and forth on this set. Enough Landorus, Jolly Lando is my speed mark, pretty much the whole team, because either I don't outspeed anything or I do. And so I had this Landorus here. A decent lead, especially against Lando, because I do have the HP Ice to break a Yachi Berry. And 2 stabs and rocks. I think rocks are fairly important. If he doesn't bring Latios, which I don't think he does, no hazard, which is very cool. I also can run an Adamant Nature, or at least a Lonely Nature, because of the Water Shuriken being a priority special move. I'd rather have lowered Spadef. I personally love this next Pokemon. It's Yachi Berry mixed offense Zygarde. Now, Bulldoze wasn't my idea, but it makes sense because Whimsicott outspeeds me by 1 point, and Greninja outspeeds me as well. So if I can get a Bulldoze in and slow them down, then I can proceed to hit them harder with another Bulldoze, any speed, or whatever. And so I have Bulldoze there, ground move, really close to 1,000 arrows, but still that does jack to a Landorus. E-speed, very important because of Greninja and his Jolteon. Sludge Wave, Oko's a non-bulky Whimsicott, but every time, even if he's probably Assault Vest, 2-hit KOs Whimsicott. HP Ice does about little less than half to a Landorus, a max HP Landorus. If he's not max HP, it's a 2-shot. Unfortunately, Zygarde Dog form has 10% less attack, or 20 points in lower attack. And I have Yachi. Yachi is for a Jolteon. designed to block Volt Switch, and if he wants to predict me and go for the HPIs, I don't die. So that's lovely. Unless he specs, maybe. So, up next, learning from Lou, I have the plate. For Lele, Psychic and Moonblast, pretty standard. Nature's Madness to hit the Steelix to hit the Muck, and Focus Blast to hit the Steelix. The thing about Lele is you don't need a thing about Lele is that you don't really need a fourth move unless it's very situational. Focus Blast is nice. I'm not gonna tend to run it just because I really missing and getting O-code by a Steelix would be very unfortunate way to go out. But you know, if I have to click it, I'll have to click it. Nothing I can do about that. So there is that. Up next, we have a Savali, an Assault Vest Savali designed to deal with Greninja a little bit well, deal with Jolteon a little bit well, deal with the Latios, as well as the Whimsicott. So all of his hard-hitting special attackers would love to deal with U-Turn, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and Tri-Attack. Hits pretty hard, and U-Turn, of course, is nice. I have Mega Blastoise here with Spin, Water Pulse, Aura Spirit, Ice Beam. Coverage hits everything, and enough speed to outspeed an Adamant Emboar. Rest in defense. I know I can't take a E-powered Wild Charge. I can take a Banded Wild Charge, but not an E-powered one. Because, you know, Emboar hits hard. And then finally, we have a Heliolisk. I probably should have ran Lumber or something. I just wanted to, if this was my last battle, Fire MZ. Screw it. I had Flamethrower to hit harder than Fire Dance because I don't think Volcarona is going to get an easy chance of setting up as it did in the last game with Bug Buzz. Psychic for a bulky Emboar because Emboar theoretically can wall both my stab moves and Quiver Dance. So enough speed to outspeed Landorus as well as this thing, and this guy outspeeds a Latios. Really sucks it doesn't outspeed Whimsicott, but you know. So we get into the game here, and he did not bring Mega Steelix. I did not expect that. And he did not bring Latios, which I did expect. He brought Jolteon, and I honestly could care less. But, so, I'm actually going to lead with Savali. Because U-Turn, and it matches up very nicely against his things, and he decides to lead off with Greninja. Perfect. U-Turn does do a good amount, so he is a Life Orb set. That's fine, and I'm going to click that U-Turn there. I get a crit, does 9%. So he is a little bit of a bulkier Landorus. So I don't think he's Scarfed, but he's going to fire off that U-Turn. Very close to Water Pulse. This is an Assault Vested Emboar with that damage, so there's that. I make a hard switch into Zygarde like a man, and that doesn't pay off. So I have to switch out into Savali here. I'm like, this ain't too good, and he's a Leech Seed subset, which is very, very annoying. Like, I don't like that. So I have to hard switch into Volcarona. Could have U-turn there, but eh. So I Bug Buzz, and that does so much in I outspeed. So very nice. HP Rock, I absorb. He is definitely a bulky variant, and I predict him to just stay in Emboar. Very close to clicking Psychic, and I do because I want this thing getting so weakened, and it does. Emboar's gone. So what I'm gonna do is fire off a Moonblast here because it technically hits everything, and he's gonna go into Mug, and he's gonna trap me and pursue me. It does definitely hit hard. An Assault Vest Mug, you know. So I go into track knowing he doesn't want to stay in. He has to keep that thing healthy, and I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks. Whimsicott's dead. I have popped the Yachi Berry, and he can't Earthquake me. Very nice there. He goes for the Stealth Rocks. Not that big of an issue. Volk is dead. Who really cares? Going to Savali here because I do not want him getting a free switch into stuff like the Muck or the Landorus. I absorb the Volt Switch. I believe I just go for U-turn here. Close to clicking Ice Beam. No, I click Tri-Attack as a safe middle ground play if Greninja came out. And down goes Savali. Not that big of an issue. I didn't need Savali in the end game. Terrakion comes out. I click Stone Edge. Kind of a risky play, but he had the U-turn or something to break my Sash. Greninja comes out. And he does reveal he has the Water Shuriken here. Looking for 2 hits. And he does, in fact, get 3 hits. Not the end of the world here. and he goes for the U-turn there. So that's 2 moves revealed. Okay, now the thing about Greninja is that I need to play very carefully about Greninja because Greninja outspeeds every single Pokemon I have and can theoretically 1 or 2 shot everything I have. So I have to play very carefully around that thing. And the best thing is he's Life Orb, so I have to play around those Life Orb hits. Here's the end game. I keep Terrakion I need, and Zygarde I need. Because Zygarde can beat the Jolteon and the Greninja. Muck a little bit, and then Terrakion can clean up if Greninja's dead. So Lele and Blastoise don't really need in this game. But if because I'm not Life Orb or Adamant, and I really should have ran Adamant because Latios I knew it was gonna bring it, but okay, I have to. It does 34% like max, or maybe it's 34 to 40, that range. So Greninja with rocks with Life Orb has to be down that low for me to be very safe because it outspeeds the Wire Shuriken and can knock him out. And good thing Ash Greninja doesn't get any bulk. So I do make a hard switch. No. He switches in a Jolteon on the Aura Sphere. I make a hard play because I'm Yachi Berry. Screw it. I'm going into Zygarde. I need to win this game. E-Speed can pick this thing off. Down there it then goes. Now, I don't live in Ice Beam, but I have to be careful of who I go into because of the Battle Bond. Now, okay, this right here, okay, this was a bad play. Terrible play on my part because Water Shuriken and Extreme Speed. No, not Water Shuriken. Extreme Speed is a priority move. Psychic Terrain eliminates priority moves. So I have to wait for Psychic Terrain to run out before I can go into Zygarde, and I only have 4 Pokemon left. Now, at the end of the game, it is revealed that the Greninja does not have a Water or Grass move. So, theoretically, Terrakion does win from here. I can go into Terrakion, click Close Combat twice, and win the game. But, I don't know this. In my opinion, I am freaking out because I think I just choked the game away. I really do. But, the way I send in Lele, I'm trying to bluff a Scarf. And I do block the Shuriken, so I would like him to theoretically switch. Also, so I need to wait for the terrain comes out, but theoretically Terrakion does win here. But if I could very well choke this away because I'm panicked. I just realized what Psychic Terrain did. Like I knew what it did, but you know, the game gets into you. So now he switches. He dies the E-Speed right now. Very good. And he goes on a Muck. I don't care. I do not need Lele. He thinks I'm Scarf. I'm not Scarf. I hit him up with the Nature's Madness, bring him into range of Terrakion to come in and to click Close Combat. Now, I don't know he doesn't have a Water or Grass move, so I have to switch out. And at this point, it's fine. I've secured the win. E-Speed knocks out Greninja, especially after these 2 Life Orb hits it takes to deal with Blastoise. So he does reveal Dark Pulse as the last move, so he didn't have Grass now. And look, there he is, Ash Greninja. I do have Zygarde, and I'm able to click that Extreme Speed and take him out. So, that being said, it could have been probably a higher differential on my part if I played a little bit smarter, but I did end up winning. I knew I needed Zygarde and Terrakion at the end. They were both actually very good health at the end, so Terrakion could beat Greninja with Mystery Terrain up, of course. Good game to Johnny. So this means I will be advancing on. Gives me a better chance to go in the minors. I just want to show my skill off, and I want to prove I'm good enough to get in the minors. And I think, even though I lost the first battle, it was such a close game and such a good game. I still think I proved pretty well. I do. So hopefully this and that and any future battles I have in this tournament proves my worth. But until then, if I don't get in, not the end of the world. It was a fun game. So, anyway, this is Adam the Bee's Knees, and I'm signing off.